हेलो स्टूडेंट्स। आशा करता हूँ कि आप प्रसन्नता से होंगे, खुश होंगे। आज हम देखने जा रहे हैं सोशल साइंस का हिस्ट्री का जो पार्ट है उसके 5th चैप्टर की एक्सरसाइजेस को। तो अच्छे से देखें इसको और समझें, याद करें। चैप्टर 5 हेडिंग है व्हेन पीपल रिबेल, जब लोगों ने विद्रोह किया। तो हम पहला क्वेश्चन देख लें। व्हाट वाज द डिमांड ऑफ रानी लक्ष्मीबाई ऑफ झांसी that was refused by British? Answer is Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi wanted the East India Company to recognize her adopted son as the heir to the kingdom after the death of her husband. This demand was refused by the British. Third question is, what objection did the sepoy have to new courtiers that they were asked to use? Answer is the new courtiers were suspected of being coated with the fat of cows and pigs. Both Hindus and Muslim sepoy were offended by the introduction of these courtiers. Their religious sentiments were affected, and this was the reason they refused to use the courtiers. They felt the British were trying to insult their religions. How did the how did the last Mughal emperor live the last year of his life? Answer is the last Mughal emperor spent the last year of his life in a jail in Rangoon along with his wife. Let's discuss. Fourth question है, what could be reason for the confidence of British rulers about their position in India before May 1857? The reason for confidence of British rulers about their position in India before May 1857 were too many as described below. There were several riots, rebellions, and revolts which occurred before May 1857, but all these were localized and were suppressed by the British then and there. In the mid 18th century, the power of Nawabs, Rajas, Jamindars were eroded, the freedom of Indian rulers was reduced, their armed forces were disbanded, and their revenue and territories were taken by stages. The Mughal emperor had lost its control over the provinces. The traditional rulers fought among themselves and could not present a united front against the powerful foreign rule. Presidents had stationed in many courts by the British as their representatives. These residents kept informing the governor about the important development in every kingdom. Indian princes and chiefs whom the British had allowed to continue used to side with the British during revolt before May 1857. क्वेश्चन का आंसर हम देखें। क्वेश्चन है, व्हाट इम्पैक्ट डिड बहादुर शाह जफर सपोर्ट टू द rebellions have on the people and ruling families? Answer is there was a widespread impact on the people of the whole country and its ruling families after Bahadur Shah Jafar's support to the rebellion. These were: he wrote letter to all the chief and rulers of country to come forward of organized a organize a confederacy of Indian state to fight with Britishers. All small and big kingdom, kings, Nawab, Rajas, princes, Jamindars, chiefs, and even many Hindus and Muslim religious leaders welcomed this initial step taken by the emperor and joined hands to rebel against the British. Regiment after regiments mutinied and started to join other troops at nodal points like Delhi, Kanpur, and Lucknow. The people of town and villages also joined the rebellions in mass and religious around local leaders, zamindars, and rulers who were prepared to regain their lost authority and fight against British. Sixth question है, how did British succeed in securing submission of rebel landowners of Awadh? The British succeed, आंसर करना है, the British succeed in securing the submission of rebel landowners of Awadh by adopting various methods such as they announced reward for loyal landowners. They were assured that they would be allowed to continue to enjoy traditional rights over their lands. Those who had rebelled were told that if they submitted to the British and if they had not killed any white people, they would remain safe and their rights and claim to land would not be denied. सेवेंथ क्वेश्चन को देख लें. In what ways did the British change their policies as a result of rebellion of 1857? Answer is change in the policies of British after suppression of the rebellion of 1857. British Crown took over the control of administration. The British Parliament passed an act in 1859 under which the power of East India Company were transferred to the British Crown. The British government was now directly responsible for ruling India, provided a sense of security to the local rulers. The ruling chiefs of the country were assured that their territories would never be annexed by the British. However, they had to swear allegiance to the British Crown. They also abolished the doctrine of lapse, thereby allowing rulers to pass on their kingdom to adopted sons, provided a sense of security to landowners. Policies were made to protect landlords and jamindars and give them security of rights over their lands. Recognize the army. The proportion of Indian soldiers in the army was reduced and the number of European soldiers in the army was increased. Treated the Muslim with suspicion and honesty, considering them to be responsible for rebellion in a big way. The British zoom कर दें थोड़ा सा. The British confiscated the land and property of Muslims on a large scale, promised non-interference in the sphere of religion. The British assured the people of India that their religious and social practices would be respected and not interfered with. तो इस तरह से ये चैप्टर हमारा कंप्लीट होता है. इसके हमने एक्सरसाइजेज वाले पार्ट को आज कंप्लीट किया और नेक्स्ट वीडियो में हम नेक्स्ट चैप्टर को देखेंगे. बहुत ही जल्दी आपके सामने होगा. आप स्वस्थ होंगे, प्रसन्न होंगे. इन्हीं आशाओं के साथ, इन्हीं शुभकामनाओं के साथ धन्यवाद.